Hi, this is a short video just to show you how to move or change the position of the UCS, or the user coordinate system, or the origin point of your drawn space. So this is the origin point of your drawn space. In the bottom left hand corner here, it's the XY axis. So the reason we might want to move this is we've started to do this drawn here, and we can see the drawn is made up of all these different lines. We have the measurements, we have the angles, but the angles are all relative to each other, and it can become quite complicated trying to set these out. So instead of trying to calculate these all out, what we can do is we can move the origin. So how we do that is we left click on the XY axis down here in the corner. We left click until we have the UCS highlighted. Then we hold the cursor down in the 0, 0, the origin of it there, until it goes red, and then left click on that, and now I've automatically grabbed it. So I just left clicked on it. I'm not holding the mouse down, you just have to left click on it and then it's selected. So I'm going to move it over here and snap it to the end of this line. It's important to have the snap mode turned on. So I've snapped the origin there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the node at the end of the x-axis. I'm going to left click on that as well. I'm not holding it down, I've just selected it, and now I have control of it. So I'm just going to snap that down to the line. And now as you can see, the origin point has changed, and the whole grid has rotated as well. So what this means, the reason we're doing this is because, just a note up here, by default the angle of 0 degrees is always aligned to the UCS x-axis regardless of rotation. So there we go. So now I know that this line here, this line on the x-axis is set to 0 degrees. So now if I go over here and I have a look at my drawing, I can see I have my first line done. Now this second line is going to be 20 mil long, and it's at an angle of 75 degrees to that original line. So I know that, which is now set to the x-axis, so I know now that that line there along the x-axis is at 0 degrees. So if I want to draw a line at 75 degrees to that, it's going underneath the x-axis, so that'll be a minus, so I'll just go less than 75. So I'm going to go up and select my line tool. So I'm going to start this line at the end of the previous line, so that's at the new origin point. So I have that attached there now. Now I'm just going to type in, we know the length of the line is 20 mil, so I already have the dynamic tool turned on down there. There we go, dynamic input, so I don't need to put the @ sign, so I'll go 20, and then we're going to go less than minus 75 and hit return. And there we have that next line. I'll just hit return again. We have that next line drawn at the correct angle. And just to show you there, I'll zoom in on this, and we'll go up here and we'll check the angle. There we go, 75. Great. Now after you do that, I suppose you're thinking, all right, how do I get this how do I get the origin back to its original? So how you do that is left click on the UCS, and hold the cursor over, and we see we get a little pop up there. It says move and align, move origin only, or world. So we're just going to left click on world, and we can see that it just snaps back in there. So we can do that for drawing all these angles, all these lines at these angles here. We can manipulate and move the UCS to the end of each line, and realign the x-axis on, so we can set each line at 0 degrees, and then we'll be able to draw our angles off that. Hope this helps.